Yeah, do that again. Can you make that noise? Can you do like the rolling your R's, like the sexy French, like
I think it's
I'm trying to think of a word.
I think it's Spanish that does that. I don't think they
Maybe
roll
it is
their
Spanish.
R's in
Okay,
French.
whatever. Oh yeah, I guess
I'm not that advanced
I
in
guess
it.
you're the fucking French dude.
I'm only intermediate when it comes to that. I understand it more than I speak it. More, especially, I know
Mon ami.
what it sounds like when you screwed something up in French. I heard a lot about that.
What, like
I know a lot of
like
food.
expletives?
Yeah, I've heard a lot of curse words in
Sorry,
French.
I'm off screen, guys.
But what would it be like? If you said something like
Figuring
Horatio,
technical
I don't know. I don't think I could roll an R very well right now anyway, but
like, yeah, what is even the case? Try to think of like From Dusk Till Dawn. Is there any quotes?
no, I got nothing.
I got
Horatio. See, I can't do it. Like I can feel my tongue trying to do it.
Horatio. Horatio sounds.
See, I can't do it as well.
I used to be able to do a mean Chewbacca, dude.
It's like the pitch is too high.
I used to be able
This
to
is
do
great.
a mean Chewbacca. I had a friend that did a mean Chewbacca. And then I was always obsessed with doing it. He always did like, sorry, I need to get back on screen.
You're pulling like
I'm
a
trying to
quartering
figure the
right now,
technical
just
shit out.
peeing in the drain, fucking yelling across the room.
There we go. Okay. Hello, everyone. Hi. How you doing? How's
About
everybody doing?
your friend Charlie that could roll a good Chewbacca.
No, my friend James could do a good Chewbacca, and not only could he do a good Chewbacca, he did fart noises with his body. So he was like really good at the armpit thing, and really good at doing it with his hands, and like to the point where he'd do it all the time, you know. And then I just got obsessed with it. So I tried so hard to learn how to do the farts with my hands. I can do it.
Mine sounds like something else.
I used to be able to do all kinds of things. He could do it with like his ears and shit. Go like
I remember I knew someone who would do it with
back
this,
of your knee.
the back of the knee part, and then just hold their legs up and kick, and just in the back of the bus, just like double
that's cool.
rapid
I like
fire
that.
fart noises. Yeah, just
Dude, I wish I could do that.
And you
That's
just
sick.
imagine like a
I love that.
9-year-old me just peeing myself with laughter, tears running down my face. Oh my god.
That's what makes you laugh, huh? Fart noises at the back of the knees.
Well, it certainly did at that age, and it probably would now. Yes, look at that.
Check
Boom.
it out.
Little plug.
If you didn't know already. Check it out.
Oh, let's go. We live. Talking about the end of the world. That's great. It starts with an earthquake. Birds, snakes, and aeroplanes.
Don't get us fucking
Fortnite
claims,
vibing's
dude.
not afraid. Yeah, it's
No,
a
I was thinking of,
are you Fortnite it, dude? Let's do it.
we're not Fortnite, man, but I thought maybe that'll clickbait somebody. Just because I saw Fortnite vibing over here.
It's the new they're out here.
Comment on it.
They're out here freaking sponsored up.
Fortnite.
Vibing.
Why isn't the tag coming up? Come on.
There it is.
Fortnite vibing. And then
Hashtag Father's Day.
Yeah, I forgot that it's Father's Day and it's Pride Weekend, dude.
We're
It's
playing
everything.
Fortnite on Father's Day in honor of Juneteenth. Although that's maybe considering something we're going to have to talk about. Maybe we shouldn't use the Juneteenth day.
Okay,
Let
so
someone jump into that one
before we
late.
get into the Juneteenth thing, I was thinking about this too. You were just singing a song or whatever.
The great song.
And it doesn't matter if we would get claimed because it's not like we make money. So, on that note, I wanted to do an episode sometime. We'll do it sometime where we just watch music videos and me and you go through our favorite music videos like Beavis and Butthead style. Because we did a internet comment etiquette episode, and I plan on doing other themed episodes like that. So, what we do already is essentially Beavis and Butthead anyways. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like we're Beavis and Butthead for fucking Elon's tweets.
I kind of knew that was coming at some point in my life. Yeah,
I mean, you gotta admit.
It's prophetic when I think about it.
I mean, especially me. Like, I might as well be a caricature of one of those motherfuckers, especially when you get me laughing hard enough. So, anyways, I think that would be great. We could watch ridiculous ass music videos.
Dude, I'm in.
And I mean, it wouldn't matter if we got claimed or not because I don't care if you steal the money from that video. We're not gonna make any money.
Take it. You guys can fight over who gets it.
Who gets the? See if you can rub two pennies together.
See how many different companies can claim us in one video. That'll be a
check
new
it
record.
out, dude. These people love it.
I like it, dude.
Alrighty.
Let's go.
Get up. Hey.
Another thing everyone's been liking on the internet
So,
over the last few days has been a particularly viral bicycle video. I believe you're aware.
dude, I didn't even have to.
You don't even have to finish his name to
Why
get
does it say
to it.
Biden's? Why is that?
Biden's
fall off bike video.
They multiple.
Because it is Biden's fall.
Yes, yeah,
Bike
yes.
Video. Dude,
Ooh.
I saw
That's
a
the
different
him
angle.
getting up angle. That doesn't.
Oh, you didn't see this angle either.
No, this is a new angle. This seems to be
Oh,
after.
fuck you, ad. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna show you shit. Get
Hashtag
outta
not
here.
sponsored. Don't want that.
Hashtag
And
queef.
quit with the ads about putting that shit on a cheeseburger. That's gross. No one's gonna put that on a cheeseburger.
What is it?
I'm not even gonna say it because then it's like the ad worked.
Okay.
But just know that has no business on a cheeseburger. You know who you are.
Okay, I saw like he came
Ooh,
to
look
a
at
slow
this, he's coming
stop
in.
because he's trying to see
He's
people.
coming in, yeah.
And he beefs.
Oh yeah, I saw
I
a
didn't
different.
see
This is
that.
good. We'll see what happens here. No, orange shirt. Get out. Damn it, orange shirt.
Like,
Dude.
he just falls over. It's almost like it's on purpose.
We got to see the good angle then, because this dude.
Look. Duh.
We can almost like piece them together, because this dude blocks it.
There's probably
Yeah, he
another
biffed it.
angle
That's
on
his.
here.
Is a CIA agent or something? That dude was ready. He's mic'd
okay.
up. Why is that dude mic'd up? The dude
I'm okay.
The guy who picked up his bike and carried it off was mic'd up for some reason. Who is that dude?
Check this out. Sums up the Biden presidency.
Oh,
Joe
let's
Biden
go.
takes a spill.
That's Australia, dude. I was like, look at what the Australians have to say about it. Oh,
Does this have a better angle? Here we go.
let's go. Come on. I want to see this biff. This is world class. That guy's like, I'm going to beat you, President.
Who sticks
like
the
the wind.
Who puts a stick in his spokes?
He did.
Hello, all. Hi, you. Hello.
Where's the... Come on. Show us the good stuff.
Oh, it's not. That's not him.
They're like, here's footage just to prove that he can ride his bike without falling off. This looks like it's getting to it. Yep, there we go, baby. Here we go.
Here we go. Oh, no. Terrible angle.
Dude, we're going to have to
You
get on Twitter
suck,
for this.
dude.
You can... The good angle's all over Twitter. It's
You
been...
fucking suck.
That's where I saw it. I mean, YouTube...
I mean, that first one was good enough. I mean, we don't have the fucking...
I'm disappointed.
When he dies, then we can look at that. We'll watch that footage. When he, like, fucking falls down, like... He comes out of the White House and he just takes a spill that's, like, ridiculous. It's, like, written for, like, a comedy show where he falls from, like... He's gonna be at the top of a pyramid or something and just take a spill on every single... We're gonna see it happen. I promise you. Somehow that's gonna happen to him. Because he has this problem. God, it's bringing a tear to my eye. How funny it is. Honestly.
What's his problem? Not being able to stand
Falling.
up straight? Yeah.
He can't stand. I mean, obviously, I know he's old as shit. Let's be real as fuck. He's old. But, my God, dude. Like, then don't have him ride a bike.
Yeah, what? That's the part
Have him
I'm
ride
questioning.
the Peloton, dude. Get him on the Peloton if he needs some fucking exercise. Holy shit.
What are we putting him on the bike for in this public setting, guys?
For this?
For that?
Yeah.
Photo
dang.
op?
For him to fall.
For the beef? I think it was
think
for
they
the
think it's
opposite.
funny.
I think the whole point was them to be like, look, see guys, he's not old, and he's
He
totally a
just fucked
viable
up.
option for you to vote for in 2024, because anyone's going to believe that anyway.
Yeah.
But they want him to be not looking so near the grave, so they're like, here, Joe, hop on a bike and we'll get video of it. And then he falls down.
Do you think that... Oh, God. I don't want to see that face.
Throwback to the last episode.
Yeah,
check that out.
If you didn't see last week, what we're about to talk about here shortly with the meat of the episode is this, our little societal downfall bingo. And we already talked about the school mass shooting, gun regulation, Uvalde shit, which is a terrible fucking shithole. And the Kyle Rittenhouse fun. You can catch that all on the last episode, which people are liking. I'm hearing good things about that last episode. I'm hearing great things.
Analytics tell me it's good. It's good stuff.
YouTube. Miss Wojcicki at YouTube, she told me it's some of the best ratings she's ever seen in an up-and-coming new video, you know? One of the best ratings ever. Some of the best you'll ever see. So, if you didn't check that out, you should. Says me, not Trump. Not my bad Trump impression.
And Susan.
Susan. Oh, Susan, she's the best. Okay, anyways. We went biking with Biden. That was fun. But we need to celebrate, okay? Yeah. Because it is Juneteenth.
So, to be clear, my reaction was not about Juneteenth. I feel like that could be taken the wrong way.
Love Juneteenth.
Yes. I just know what's coming.
What we don't love is Halo and their lovely celebration of Juneteenth. Would you like to take a little ride on the route here?
Well, I feel that we must.
So, as appropriate as it would be to make a banner on, Juneteenth on your game, which, having said that, okay, every year, they make like a LGBT, some kind of, what do they call them? Emblem on Destiny. Destiny's the game I play on mine all the time.
Okay.
So just relating it to that, yeah.
Yep.
LGBT fucking banners and emblems every year. Blah, blah, blah. I bought the trans rights one this last time around, and it was like, what the colors for that are like blue and yellow, I think, and like, I want to say it's like outlined in black or something. I don't know. I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody in the chat. But they're very cool and tasteful. It's just something that they do. Now, they come up with like cool names for that. Just like bullshit cool names that they come up with. You know, whatever, fucking Blueberry Blast or whatever that it is. I don't know. Something that is just whatever and makes sense. That's fun. Not what we're about to get into.
So yeah, Fortnite does this too, I believe, where they share some emotes and some sprays, and they make it a point. I don't recall any of the names directly, but that's good because that means that none of those names were meant to offend the people that they're supposedly celebrating. So
this is what I love too. Not only did I catch this little screenshot of the Halo subreddit, and it says, why is the color palette for the Juneteenth emblem called Bonobo? So you get
why indeed?
The nice Juneteenth colors, and it's a cool banner.
Sure, yeah,
it
looks
cool,
cool.
Emblem.
It does look cool, yeah.
Destiny does the same kind of stuff, emblems, except the banner name would be like fucking Juneteenth rules or something. Fucking, that would make sense. Not Bonobo. Now, please don't make me explain why Bonobo is somehow insensitive, but this guy says, Smith Sims says, I'll uninstall the game right now if it's true.
Well, luckily you have at least one more tweet, don't you? That will explain it to anyone that might need it explained.
This must be some gamer, pro gamer, blue check mark. That's all I need to see.
It's good enough for me.
He says, So to celebrate an African American holiday, you name the new emblem after an ape. Disappointed isn't even a word to use here, but to have blatant racism on an important holiday is just spitting in black people's faces. Get your shit together in your studio and do better, Halo. And I think we have one more comment from the crowd out here. This is Jake Lucky. He's like some fucking Keemstar ripoff on Twitter. He's where I got those other two pictures from, but I also wanted to pull his thing up. I said,
Enslaved. Wow. And the name has been changed. Good. At least they changed
yeah,
it.
they changed the name, of course. I mean, they're not going to keep it that way, but you already fucked. You already fucked up. You wrote it in the ink of the internet.
And of all the apes, they named it after the bonobo, which is the most promiscuous non-human species. Did you know
Oh, wow.
that up to 75% of bonobo sexual behavior is purely for pleasure?
Interesting. So they're just like blowing each other all the time?
They're just a bunch of
That's
just
sweet.
horny monkeys. So
Gypsy monkeys.
sounds like a pretty cool monkey.
I guess if
But that's still
had to-
not good enough, guys.
they had to pick
Jeez.
a monkey.
How do you make that? Like, because the reason I searched the word, to be honest, I was hoping to find a different definition.
Oh, okay.
That I could have said, like,
That's
oh,
reasonable.
it actually turns out that there's like a tribe that lives near where those monkeys were founded, and maybe they named themselves. I was hoping,
Right.
I was reaching, I was grasping for
Trying to-
straws.
yes.
And instead I found
So not
out
good
that
then.
bonobos really like to fuck. And so, I don't know, I guess it's a cool thing to learn, but... No,
So-
Halo, I got nothing for you other than a big swing and a miss. What the fuck were you thinking?
This is what I'm wondering, though. Like, for this to happen, you know, somebody obviously had to make the choice of naming it that.
And then the other people
Did
just
somebody
didn't
get
know better.
fired for this?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking somebody slipped this in. I'm
'Cause
assuming
when you send out an email,
with
be
bad
like,
intention.
"Dude, who did this?"
Yeah. And then so I'm assuming the person who named it and their direct supervisor will both be gone or maybe suspended. I think the
person that did it should be
someone
probably
will
fired.
be fired. Yeah, someone will be fired. Someone will have to take the fall. I'm assuming it's going to be the person who came up with the name, because the only thing that makes sense to me, someone pushing that name and their supervisor not knowing what that word means and thought like, oh, that's a cool sounding word, go
Right.
with it.
Right, or just not think about it at all.
And not think about it at all. Just be like, oh yeah, sure, it got named, whatever. So I'm assuming whoever picked the name is going to be the one that gets fired. But then the supervisor's probably going to get some sort of accountability check, because you're the one who has to approve it. Maybe you know what words mean. Now you definitely should be paying attention, because apparently, and then other than, again, outside of it being some sort of crude joke, what's the point of naming it that if it's not
whoever did it was
a racist trying to be funny?
Right, it's one of those things. It's somebody trying to be funny, which is like not funny, or somebody trying to just be racist and put it out there blatantly. I mean, right now it's like the way things are going, it could be either or, and you could believe it either way. You know what I mean? I feel like people right now especially, and actually, if we look at some of the shit we're going to talk about later, you can kind of see how it relates, like, with the trans LGBT rights and shit and Pride Month shit. I think it goes along with this Juneteenth shit that people are just blatantly out there with their hate. They don't give a fuck. Somebody didn't give a fuck that it said bonobo. Maybe multiple people didn't. You know, it depends. Some people just didn't give a fuck. They probably thought that was cool or funny. And yeah, I think there's more and more of that for everything. I think people blatantly... The funny thing to say now is that being gay or lesbian or trans makes you a fucking groomer pedo. Because
Is that a thing now?
Well, yeah, because Okay, well, we're getting into it. Starting with
Might
the
as
trans
well.
LGBT issues, which
Get
it
out
is
your
Pride
bingo
Month.
cards. Yeah.
It is Pride Weekend. So this is appropriate talk, and you can hear me talk shit about some of these motherfuckers because it doesn't make any sense to me. But, well, I guess let's stay on some sort of a track and go over exactly what I have here. You heard about this legislation to ban the children from drag shows in Florida?
No, tell me about this. I've heard of the outrage about over. Well, at least I've seen a video that caused outrage of a drag show performer dancing at like a table, and there was a child right there, and kind of.
Oh well, that may be a separate thing. Essentially, what this was in Florida was that they have, and it's like a thing that they've done for years, but they have like a thing that they do during Pride Month where a weekend or for a day of class or something, they do like a little drag show for fun, I guess, because that's like to celebrate the month. Because this is what they're trying to, this is the idea. That a drag show isn't inherently sexual. While it can be, if you make it that way, just like anything else, it's not inherently sexual. And that's supposed to be more about the colorful dress wearing, dressing up makeup kind of shit. Now, it's not my expertise or my realm of area to even speak upon. But I'm just saying that there are people that want to say that it's not a sexual thing. And in this issue, in this specific case, when you see the kids having, I'm wondering if we can find a clip, or if,
oh god,
or if Crowder even shows it on his thing.
Will it be worth it? Now, I will say, before we get into it, so you mentioned you're not an expert here, and I'm by no means an expert, but I actually have been to damn near probably 20 plus drag shows in my day.
Oh yeah.
There's a local place in Columbus with a very small stage. I used to live a few blocks down, and they would have drag shows a couple times a week, and it was, I mean, you know me, I'm a pretty open-minded dude. I don't really have a problem with being at those places. Mm-hmm. So now I would say every drag show I have been to was pretty sexualized.
But it was at a bar, bro.
But they were always at bars, late at night.
Yeah.
There would never be a misunderstanding that children were to be invited to those places. Right. In fact, most of them, the IDs were checked at the door. So, yeah, anyway, I just figured before we started throwing that out there, I did want to throw, or before we proceeded, I wanted to throw out there that I have been to a few of these things.
And they've always been sexual.
They've always been sexual, but there's never been, again, never been any kids there, so I'm assuming this maybe that there are two different worlds.
Well,
it doesn't mean there can't be non-sexual fucking drag shows either.
You could do
it's basically a karaoke performance.
Right. You know, and I mean, like, look what children already do anyways. What are beauty pageants? Like,
what the fuck is a dance team, bro? Go watch.
Right. Cheerleading, anything like that.
Elementary school, middle school level dance teams. They perform at a high school. They perform at basketball games. You're like, why the fuck? I mean, that gross-ass Netflix movie that, unfortunately, a fellow Frenchman made. I don't know. It was gross. I just remember it was gross.
Nasty poster, and it got...
Dude, it had way worse than a nasty poster.
The quartering went ham on it.
I'm sure he did, that sick son of a bitch. He disgust me.
You know he did. But anyways, let's hear Crowder and his take.
Speaking of things that disgust me, yeah.
And by the way, to people who complain, why are you dressing this or stuff going... There is nothing more important to Western
than wearing a gun belt to your desk.
The idea of mothers, fathers, husbands, and wives in the nuclear family. And if you don't see how dramatically insane it's become that we are now taking children to cross-dressing strip shows. If you don't see that as teetering on the edge...
Okay, pause. Also pause.
I think taking a kid to a bar
is
to
bad.
watch a drag show is bad.
Taking a kid to a bar is bad. You can stop there.
Yeah.
If you want to take a kid to like a sports bar in the afternoon, places where they have tables and food are served, that's acceptable. But a bar after dinner hours, there's no place for a child at any point. And I will say, I want to mention on top of my previous statement, because I think he just mischaracterized this naturally because it's Crowder and that's what he would do. I've also, it doesn't, strip show is a bit strong, man. Like the whole thing with drag shows, they don't get naked. You can't fucking strip a whole lot in a drag show if you understand the nature of what's going on there. So I think that's a little bit ridiculous. Again, sure, is there some? Yeah. But at that point, then you're getting into more of a drag burlesque show. And again, nobody's fucking bringing their kids to this. So, sorry. Anyway, let fucking this idiot talk some more. Nice holster, by the way, cowboy.
He always has one.
I know he does, and I'm sure he loves that I mention it, but it certainly does nothing to legitimize you.
You and I just
hashtag drag kids.
Yeah. So don't ask me to stop covering. I'm not. No.
I think teetering is a nice word.
Yes. Yes.
This guy, by the way, Mr. fucking Piggy, Miss Piggy that he has over there. Give me a fucking break, dude. Every time I hear that fucking little squealing ginger speak, he does us harm to my... I'm half ginger, and I feel pain every time this man speaks. Every time.
If you think I think it's well past.
Yes. Puttering. Yes. So before that, though,
he's very like
actually this country,
so lucky he was Crowder's friend in high school or whatever.
Is that why?
I have no idea. He can't be there on merit.
But June 6, 1944, Allied forces, of course, stormed the beaches of Normandy, and that was one of the most important moments of World War II. I think we have a clip here.
Oh, was it? Was Normandy important? You're smart, Steve.
It was the Canadians that were walking ashore unmolested.
No, that was Juno Beach. This is far.
Wait, what is this point here?
I have no idea what his point is. That you can't...
I want to see the clip of the kids getting dragged to the bar or whatever. Okay, here we go.
You can't let children see men in dresses because of World War II. That was his
Hitler
point.
would have been a self-loathing.
Yes.
Drag dance.
Oh, this is.
Is that what he's saying? Is he saying Hitler would have been a drag
I want you
queen?
to hear. Yeah.
Good. Yes.
They make the Jews sign a treaty.
Well, man, I really appreciate what you're fighting for today. By the way, in June of 2022, they're going to be doing this, and you showed the kid drag queen thing. Like,
well, you could have just said this, and we could go to the clip.
Well, then we're on the wrong side of things. They would have been turn boat around.
They were like, oh my gosh. Well, hold on a second.
I don't like stop the fight.
Right.
Look at this, guys.
Yeah.
We don't believe in everything, but
so here we go. They're about to get super cool. Super cool.
Mostly they were right.
Yeah, they're like, so look, okay, Pearl Harbor, that one's on you, but there's the Bay Area over there.
This is
take
so
that area.
I want to mention, by the way, that Ethan last week or 2 weeks ago or whatever got banned for saying something about blah blah blah, bomb the bomb. Like I was saying last week, bomb the NRA, whatever. And then he can say shit like this though, jokingly suggest that somebody Pearl Harbor in Minecraft, fucking San Francisco or whatever he said.
Yeah, I don't know that was what he was saying, but...
The Bay Area.
Yeah.
That's not what he was saying? I thought that's exactly what he was saying. He said fucking, hopefully they Pearl Harbor fucking the Bay Area instead.
No, I think I don't think we went back far enough in the clip because I don't know how I didn't see when they started talking about the Nazis.
Well, it's this, because they're talking about fucking...
We've all seen
I
it.
think this is fucking...
It's not quick.
I know I'm laughing at this, but I'm laughing that they think that this is fun. They're talking about fucking German soldiers getting killed and shit, and Nazis and shit.
Yeah, how do they
World War
segue
II in
this
general,
into
right? So
drag?
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's. I didn't know it was that high. I didn't
Okay.
remember it was in the hundreds of
What is-
thousands. I didn't know it was over 400,000 that were killed. And by the way, if any of us could have gone back to that day, can you imagine? Like, put
Here it
yourself in
is.
Saving
It's gotta
Private
be
Ryan. You're standing next to Tom Hanks, and you're like, all right, everybody's nervous. They're throwing up, and you show myself. I'm like, man, I really appreciate what you're fighting for today. By the way, in June of 2022, they're going to be doing this, and you show like the kid drag queen thing. Like,
Well, don't, you could have just said this, and we could go to the clip.
well, then we're on the.
Got it.
basically
So that's
saying-
what he was. He was basically saying that what we should have lost, because then he said,
He said that they would have turned the boat around.
yeah, and said
if they
Pearl
would have
Harbor,
known.
and said Pearl Harbor, that's on you, but basically we'll take that as a loss, but we wouldn't have fought in World War II. Basically, if they'd have known people would have blue hair
Yeah.
and might be gay. News. It's crazy. All these people that think this stuff is new. None of this is new. Like, you could go back to the Roman Empire and all that stuff. Like, this is like not a new concept. People having
It's new to be blatantly fucking crazy
different
ass
sexualities. It's
nut job against it and be like fucking
yeah.
Crowder wearing a gun around.
What's
all the time.
new, yeah, is the fucking televangelist bullshit that gets people to believe this kind of nonsense.
Let's let him talk a little bit more. I want to see if he goes anywhere good.
The wrong side of things. They would have been like, turn the boat around.
They were like, oh my
Turn the
gosh.
boat around.
Well, hold
Yeah,
on a second.
that's basically what
Like,
he's
up the
saying.
fight.
Right.
I feel like we should maybe.
We don't believe in everything, but
Hold on.
He's
just let him
basically-
go.
right.
Yeah, so look, okay, Pearl Harbor, that one's on you,
Yeah.
but there's the Bay Area over there.
See, that's what he's suggesting. He's like, go do it to the Bay
We
Area
were
now.
blaming the Jews. That was our fault all along.
I can't believe that. We thought it was the Jews, but this is actually like really severe. Like, I made up these things about the Jews. You're actually doing this. You're actually having 5-year-olds hand dollar bills into your panties and your orgasm?
Release the Jews and apologize.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is too
They
much.
make the Jews sign a treaty like, okay, listen, we will release you on the terms
This fucking
that
like this
you
hurts.
are now the Gestapo for all the drag events.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Oh
The Jews
my
are now the
God.
Gestapo for all the drag events.
Oh, that was sort of the worst. How long was that? That felt like a half an hour.
I mean, we're at 3 minutes.
Oh my god, that's. I don't even know where to. How do you even unpack that? That the fucking Germans would be right because gay people exist and because drag queens exist. Is that what they're getting at here? That America should have let the Nazis win to avoid the enormous horror that is fucking other people's sexuality.
Well, he's
That's
like,
fucking ridiculous.
I
isn't
mean,
it?
let's not cross any hairs. Like, the Nazis killed gay people too, unabashedly, just as well as they killed Jews and everything else. But
yeah,
in Minecraft, but
that's what he's saying. It would have been okay for them if it would have been worth
he's
it for the
basically
Nazis
saying,
to win
they
because
should
then
have
there
just
wouldn't
did
be
that
any
to
more
trans
gays.
people too.
Yeah.
Trans and gay people too. Why not?
Jesus
I
Christ.
mean, it doesn't
dude.
surprise me that Crowder's into that shit. And I just wanted to take a moment. We're going to jump into the Pride Month attack shit next because it kind of has to do with each other. But I just wanted to take a moment and square out that Ohio sucks in this specifically again because we just passed legislation, and tell me how this works, that you as a parent in sports, okay, if you suspect that little Johnny is actually little Jane, you can file a formal complaint and they have to get a physical that is an inner and outer physical exam. And all they have to go on is little as a tip.
So you could file a complaint that suggests that my child is a different gender, and then my child would have to go get and provide physical proof that they are the gender that they claim to be.
Exactly.
Yeah, that doesn't.
Let's set up a scenario.
And that's
specifically.
coming from the First Amendment, Second Amendment side, right? The protect my fucking rights, brother.
Yeah.
That comes from that side.
It's anti-trans.
So fucking stupid.
But I want to say
so stupid.
I want to set a specific example, just so or at least a specific scenario, just so it makes a little more sense. So you frame it a little bit more. So I have a kid.
Congratulations.
You know, his name's Bill. I have Bill. Bill is 10 years old and he's about to join flag football or whatever the fuck. You know? And Bill has long fucking brown hair down to his elbows. And he likes to keep it pretty too. He just is a fucking good looking boy, a good looking dude.
Who happens to be a soprano in the choir because his balls haven't dropped yet. So everybody
Fair enough. Anything of that nature.
Pretty little Bill is running around cosplaying as a boy. I get where you're going.
And they got him running down the field or kicking the ball in fucking football. What the fuck ever. And you fucking have some beef as the other team. Let's say you're the other team. And your fucking Bobby is playing and Billy fucking tackles that motherfucker and lays him out.
I don't think this is going to be the scenario.
Okay. And then you, as Bobby's father, are like, what the fuck was that?
Check that dude for a penis. Yeah.
Well, no, but it could be as little as this, is what I'm saying. This is the scenario where if Bobby's dad gets his ass hairs crossed the wrong way, he could file complaints, legitimate complaints, and say, like, look, this fucking kid has long ass hair and sounds like a little girl. I want you to check his fucking balls. Because I don't believe that it's a fucking, actually a boy.
Dude, they'll do that. Ohio sports.
It'll more likely be the reverse.
Yeah, high school sports are petty, too. There are coaches that are going to do that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And imagine being the kid. Or if, like, what if you're... Okay, so there could be two scenarios at that point. What happens when they check his fucking ding-a-ling and he has a pussy? To be crass, I'm sorry. Maybe I shouldn't say it like that.
I don't know.
But what if there is a vagina on one of the on a boy or whatever, a passing boy? I don't know the correct verbiage. This is all a fucking thunderstorm in my brain right now because it just pisses me off so much. But like, so you get mad, make the fucking doctor examine my kid. And he's supposed to be a boy, and he has a vagina. Then what? Then they fucking kick him out.
I guess.
Out?
I don't know.
It's a girl, so
I don't know what the
can't
law
play
is.
Sports.
But
I don't even understand that. Like, I didn't even think it was. I thought that girls usually didn't play in boy sports because usually there's enough physical difference that it's not appropriate.
That's not what people are concerned about. People are concerned with.
But I thought that a girl could play football with the guys if she wanted to, right?
She can in most situations.
That's what I thought.
No, that's not what they're concerned about. This is all based on that one swimmer, and I forget her name.
Right. I said more than likely it'd be the other way around.
Yeah. That is switching. That's what people are more concerned about. And then they have this bullshit, like, weird narrative that somehow, some way, sexual predators are going to get the idea to join a sports team and pretend to be a girl so that they can, molest girls in the bathroom? Or that just predators in general will dress up as women and then use the female bathroom. And because that's basically what, like, Carolina is saying, or forgive me, whenever they're saying, no, you can't, no men in the women's restroom, they really think that a trans person is, or that a predator is going to disguise themselves as a trans person in order to molest someone in the bathroom.
Sometimes it makes me laugh when they
ridiculous.
think, like, yeah, if so-and-so wants to do something to somebody in the bathroom, they're going to do it one way or another. I don't think you have to necessarily dress up like the gender of said gender you're going in their bathroom to do anything. Essentially,
Exactly.
I wouldn't have to dress up like a woman to walk into the woman's restroom and do something, heinous if I so wanted to, which I
Right.
don't, for the record.
And it's just, to me, it's
You always have to qualify
this
everything,
idea that, you know, a group of people that have been marginalized on their own would then use their ability to go to the bathroom that they actually identify with to then just go in and harass someone else. I feel like it's just ridiculous. It's this idea that, like, no, it's none of the assholes that are going to be giving women shit are going to be the ones that identify as women and go into the women's restroom. No, it's going to be pretty much the opposite.
Right. No, for real. I also want to look at these like Pride Month attack things, and I know that Hassan was tweeting about it a lot, and my other buddy or my other guy that I watch a lot.
There's the good angle.
Here we go. Hassan and Robert Evans.
Boom.
was missing it, but
There it
I was like,
is.
Jesus.
That's what we needed.
So anyway,
That's the palate cleanser I needed. Before we get into even more sad things.
Is this? Oh my God! No, this is another fucking shooting. Walgreens employee killed his 17-year-old coworker after she rejected his advances. That's disgusting.
Wait, go back one more time. What was it? She had
What,
requested
him? You
something.
wanna see that?
Yes, but no, just one more. Back to our shooter. When she asked to work more hours, however, the manager said she'd have to work with him.
There you go.
Yikes.
And then he killed her. Idiots. Thanks for that. Jesus fucking Christ.
And you know what they'll say? They'll say that it's because of a staffing shortage. There's not a staffing shortage. Walgreens doesn't want to pay its employees properly and take care of people. So instead, they force a good employee who wants to be there, wants to work more hours, to work with a creep who is essentially stalking her. And then he goes and shoots her, all because they don't want to pay competent employees a reasonable hourly wage. But anyway, it's a damn shame there's all that work shortage.
I like that. Tell him, Kev.
Anyway, let people be gay and stay out of U-Haul trucks. You want me to talk about being gay?
So
And
that
you
was
and-
part of it.
You and
That's
31 of
That's
your
where I'm getting
smelliest friends are crouched up in a fucking U-Haul, and you want to talk about, first of all, if
I
that
can't
ain't the
believe
if that
that
ain't
it's a
the
thing.
third gayest thing you could do in June.
Right, yeah.
All right, so it's first.
What were they doing in the back of that U-Haul?
If you want to join the party, just join the party, boys. There's no
Hot.
need.
Hot, sweaty.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was.
men.
Maybe they were actually hired entertainment, and they were coming out in fatigues to be like,
Right here. Here we go.
we declare martial law for y'all being too damn sexy, and then they just start dancing in the blocks, dude.
What I don't understand is why they unloaded all these motherfuckers and why they didn't just slam a lock on that thing and put a brick on the fucking gas pedal and send that bitch flying. Because fuck these crazy motherfuckers. That's what I think they deserve. Drive this bitch off a fucking cliff. Look at these dudes. They're practically Nazis. They're fucking... They're...
pretty much.
They're fucking... These are fucking, why can't I even think of the word? With the fucking pointy hat white dudes.
The KKK.
The KKK.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of the KKK.
Pretty much.
See, that's how not racist I am. I can't
Mm.
even think of the word for the KKK. No. But look, they're all wearing white masks going to cause havoc to people that they don't like. In this case, instead of, black people, it happens to be fucking pride, LGBT people. I don't even know, how much would somebody have to pay you to do this? I mean,
to do
obviously,
what? No one could pay me to do
nobody
that.
could pay you to do it. Okay. I had to think about the question for a second. But
No,
you get
man,
my
it's-
sentiment. You get what I mean? How crazy is this?
How much would you have to believe in something
20
to
people.
pack yourself into a U-Haul to do that? I mean, it is absolutely insane. There's no other way about it. There's just...
And you got a little video here.
It's hard to believe that many people could be that fucking stupid.
Reclaim
and
America.
easily manipulated to go and do something like that.
Let me roll up a little bit.
To think that there was any good reason to do it, and then to then be convinced to crawl into the back of that fucking U-Haul, knowing, like, what's going to be their outcome. Like, all those guys went into that U-Haul knowing that what we're watching now was their ultimate best outcome. They were either going
unless they
get severely hurt, or they were going to be arrested.
Right. Well, what? You don't think they could have got away with killing some motherfuckers if they wanted to?
I mean, I'm not saying that couldn't have happened, but
Right.
at the end, that's still going to end with them being... Like, they're not going to take over this whole fucking town.
Right.
And then stand down to the military. Like, at some point, the government wins. Like, you're only going to be able to do so much damage. But that's what I'm getting at. They had resorted to the fact, we're going to go in here, we're going to bash some fucking skulls, and then we're going to either go down for the glory of whatever the fuck we believe in, or we're going to end up in cuffs. So they all had resigned that they believed in this enough to just say, fuck it, let's ride. And that is kind of scary. Mm-hmm. That's something that really shouldn't be that important to other people. Like, I'll be honest, you know, if to any of you listening, if you decide that you're gonna start or stop sucking dick tomorrow, I don't really care. I don't. You do it. Go ahead and do it. I mean, what? I don't see why.
Keep doing what you love to do, though. That's what.
Whatever you want to do, you know. If you want to blow your way into Congress, I support you, Lawrence.
Yeah, dude. Bober.
Future Lawrence and
Bober
future Teds.
way.
I mean,
dude, if I was single, I would Bober my way to prominence, dude. I would suck every dick that got in front of my face, dude. I would Bober it all the way, dude.
I think anyone who's had to
embrace
be within 5 feet of Ted Cruz's unbathed penis should be given whatever they ask in life. Because
do you think
Jesus
Bobert's
Christ
hung out? Do you think she's done that? It probably smells weird.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just saying.
I'm like trying to imagine his smell is probably like cheese.
If
like,
you've had to sit
cheesy.
at a dinner table with Ted Cruz, you've probably smelt his balls.
Cheesy, yeah, like cheesy
Yeah.
balls.
Ted Cruz smells like what we all imagine Charlie Kelly smells like.
Oh my god.
Just like farm shit and cheese.
Here's some of the stuff that Robert Evans was tweeting about with this whole fucking drag queen story hour thing. People stormed it.
Look at these fucking hillbillies, dude. I bet I'd record you, you fucking pecker tucker, dude. Look at you, man. You ain't even got a virgina.
Kill your local pedophile.
Oh my god.
And then they've got the OK sign. I guess that's...
What? Oh, that dude just Heiled Hitler, I think. Well, can we hear what these rejects have to say?
Sure.
Almost called them something
Let's
else.
roll it back.
Did you guys call the cops?
Thank you.
It's sexual. It's sexual.
I don't understand. It's not about being bigots against them.
Two little girls. I support and I love. And I will never allow you to take them. Nope. Will not happen. Nope. Get it right.
Did you guys?
So that's... There you go.
Wow.
Proud Boys storming into a drag queen story hour.
Wow. That's fucking crazy, dude. So here's my thing. If they want to have this platform or this idea that children of a certain age shouldn't be taught these things, then let's all agree what the age is, and let's ban discussions of religion to children as well until they're old enough to actually understand. So you're not able to just spin them your bullshit fucking campfire story and convince them that there's some magic invisible man in the sky that's going to punish them for any indecent thought they've ever had. So if we're going to do this, let's do it fucking right.
Well, they
and
want
let's
to bring
say,
it back in school.
let's don't fucking brainwash children in any way. And then let's keep that fucking bullshit out. And then I'll come to the table and I'll agree with you and say, yes, let's refrain from talking about all of this, because the best way to prepare a child for the world in which they will be an adult is to just not notify them of anything. Let's just, be an ostrich and stick their head in the sand. And then, life can hit them all at once when they're an 18-year-old, and that works out very well. I've never seen it go poorly, to be honest.
I mean,
It's just really
I
dumb
just
to me. The
thought
whole thing is
that
dumb.
our parents came to like I thought they were like the groovy, weed smoking, like enlightened. And it seems like that just wasn't the case, I guess. Or maybe it's like younger than our parents.
I mean,
Because my mom, I guess, is that way. She's like cool and chill with everything. But I just feel like people her age are not. They're all fucking Trumpy, crazy. But back then they were like, fuck Ronald Reagan, fucking smoke weed. I don't know. What happened?
I don't know what happened, man.
What happened?
I don't know. Ronald Reagan ruined a lot of things for a lot of people.
More like Ronald Gagan.
Also, yes.
Ha ha ha. Well, another excellent fucking thing happening right now. To mark off your bingo. The insurrection hearings have been going on. I think they're still going on, but like big things have already happened. Big things have already made their way through. They talked to, Bill Barr and Ivanka and all kinds of different people and investigating all this shit. Have you seen any of these clips or anything?
No, I have not. I'll
cool.
check these clips out.
Well, let's see. Like, my wife likes to say that Bill Barr looks like Fred Flintstone. Which I would have to agree.
I can see it. I can see it right now. There he is. Yabba dabba dude.
What's Guy Fieri doing at the neighbor's house?
What is Guy Fieri doing at the neighbor's house? We'll never know.
No, certainly won't.
God.
Couldn't be anything good. I can tell you that much.
Mr. Guy Fieri,
That's
Hawaiian rolls are good, and I've never seen a King's Hawaiian pretzel bun, dude. That sounds good.
I can't talk about it. I'm not getting paid to talk about it.
To talk about that.
So, number one trick to save money on fuel, and they're just showing a Coca-Cola. Yes, do that.
I like it. Good one.
We presented the testimony of former Attorney General
God.
Bill Barr.
Let's talk about, look at every single one of these.
Yeah, these fucking dinosaurs that shouldn't even be. God damn.
God.
Half these people can't legally drive
You
a
look
car.
like a zombie.
And then they're fucking running a country. I mean, not that I don't really give a shit, but it's
I'm not
fucking
trying to shit on
stupid.
you, Representative Zoe Lofgren, but you look
Before
like a
this
handbag, leather.
Today,
How long you
we
been in
presented
office,
additional
Zoe?
evidence, including his
It doesn't matter.
testimony that
She could be in office
former
for a
President
year.
Trump
She's
started
too
making
old.
claims
Too
of
long.
election fraud immediately after the election.
You're old.
And that Barr concluded the claims were untrue. Now, due to the length of Attorney General Barr's testimony, we're only going to include relevant portions at the
Well, let's
hearing.
get to it, lady, okay?
Speaking of relevance,
Yeah, you're irrelevant.
that's
More
just
like irrelevant.
words coming out of the.
Specific and credible
Listen to some of this.
allegations of fraud, made an effort to look into these to satisfy
Fred
ourselves
Flintstone.
that they
Satisfy
were without merit. And I was in the posture of trying to figure out. There was an avalanche of all these allegations of fraud that built up over a number of days, and it was like playing whack-a-mole because something would come out on one day, and then the next day it would be another issue. Also, I was influenced by the fact that all the early claims that I understood were completely bogus and silly, and usually based on complete misinformation.
Damn.
So I didn't
Really?
get the quality of claims right out of the box to give me any feeling that there was really substance here.
Wow.
Interesting.
For the first time since the election, the Attorney General spoke personally with the President on November 23rd, and this was at the White House.
Well, okay. I mean, you get the gist of it. Basically, it's more of that as it goes along. Like Fred Flintstone there just rats out his poor fucking Mr. King Trumper.
Oh no.
Says that he was dumb. I mean, points he says something like, he laughs and said like, I told him that it was ridiculous, blah blah blah.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna let old Dingleberry off that easy.
I think Dinglebar is.
It's easy to tell the truth now or whatever, but he was happy to go along with it at the time, wasn't he? So,
Agreed.
You can suck one.
He's a piece of shit. You know, I don't really feel. I'm bummed now. I've gotten bummed. The Pride Month thing's bummed me out because it's stupid that people can't just leave people alone.
Yeah, it's fucking dumb shit.
With this insurrection thing, yeah, the biggest thing I wanted to say was like, they put a bunch of it on cable, on the news and shit, so people could watch it. And I think that they wanted to like buy into the whole Johnny Depp crowd that was just watching that hearing, and they thought it would be cool to like see if they could make this like Johnny Depp's hearing, you know?
Trying to make money off of it, yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, it didn't work out. The ratings were nowhere near the same, which you wouldn't expect that they would be, and they probably didn't. But like, they're just stupid. God, one thing after another. They want to commodify somehow this fucking shit, make money off of it. Whatever, dude. Fuck you, Johnny. I put Johnny Deppification.
Ooh.
Of the insurrection hearing.
Nice. There's a title right there.
You know, and then last but not least on our bingo, AI has grown finally to the point where we're being overtaken. This may be our last podcast.
Yes, that's the fear.
It might not even be able to go out because the AI have figured us out. They know that the Clout route is just, you know, too influential to be left alone, and they're just going to somehow sabotage us over the interwebs. I don't know how that's going to work exactly, but
we'll probably be replaced with lookalikes, would be my guess. It'll only be like torso.
I am Danny. I am here to talk about AI controlling the world.
They better at least.
I only have like 2 movements because I can't do the robot thing well.
I just hope they give my clone more hair. That's all I ask.
No, clones are notoriously bald all over.
Yeah,
no
but this
hair.
is going to be like an android clone, so it won't be real. So
I think
the hair
that's how
won't need to
they should
real.
be. So they'd just be like all like fleshy. You'd touch them and they're just all fleshy.
I can see what you're getting at.
Mm.
Sicko. There's a different article
like
out
Frank
about
Reynolds when he's rolling around in the hand sanitizer. That's
that. I just want to be pure.
The AI to be.
I
like
think
that.
they're starting to sell sex robots now too, so look out. You'll have that soon.
Google says you want your dick sucked.
Probably.
Ooh,
Now, luckily for us, there's a lot of speculation that
This is fake.
this is fake.
Yeah, have you heard about that too?
Mm-hmm. Thank God.
So I won't even click on the Twitter article then because it's
Thank
basically
God.
this guy. I mean, do you know the story? You know the story, right? This was your thing.
Yeah, I know the
So,
story. Yeah,
Tell
so
me about it.
this basically,
Make sure I have it right.
if this guy showed, it was presented to me. I don't know if it was presented as a leak, but it was something. A developer was reporting to his superiors, like, "Hey, I think this AI might be sentient. Here's excerpts from a transcript of me chatting with the AI that makes me think it might be sentient." And then it was all of this stuff, and it might, I don't know, I can't remember any of the specifics of the tweets, but it seems after a quick investigation there were just a lot of people calling foul.
Right, I guess after
suggesting-
reading some of the conversations, people were saying that they just wouldn't happen this way.
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah.
almost as if right before the screenshots there was probably a reprogramming. Like the AI was probably being told how to answer those questions.
I mean,
and that
I don't
just
even know how
wasn't-
that shit works, so you're probably right, exactly.
Yeah.
Sure.
So luckily for all of us, the robot apocalypse is still a little ways out in the future. You can see things like videos of robots that can now play basketball, and while they can make half-court shots with accuracy, they just lack the athleticism to really keep up with humans.
Good.
So for now, they remain our inferior, but the times they are changing.
They're gonna make like robot dogs and strap like fucking machine guns to the top of them, and we're gonna be fucked.
Yes.
Because I've seen like robot dogs.
And that's what will enforce our curfews.
Great.
Be a good time.
I can't wait for that. You know, I mean, like, we're gonna be like some cyberpunk dystopia here soon, probably. Eventually it'll happen. You know, like, I'm gonna have a fucking arm that can turn into a chainsaw.
Yep.
And I'm gonna have to cut somebody's head off when I go to the club because they fucking didn't give me the right drink or whatever. You know, that's gonna be the normal thing.
Yeah.
We don't even need AI to take over the world yet for that to happen.
I'll tell you what, that might get me into a U-Haul truck resistance would be to fight our robot dog overlords. That might be enough to do it, but I don't know.
Well, the last thing that I want to talk about today, and you know, I think that it's a fucking wild, wild ass story from beginning to end, but here we go. And she actually has a pin to the top, so easy for us.
Hey, very.
So, have you read any of this yourself?
I read the thread. Yes,
Oh, okay,
I am
so
familiar with at least the base level of this account.
So, from what I know, Caitlin, which this is Amouranth for all of you out there that only watch her on Twitch and only know her as her Twitch name, Amouranth. Yes, the booby streamer that licks the mic and, you know, does just dance all day for a while and hula hoops and stuff and
Farts in jars.
Farts in jars with little hairs in them and, you know, that one. The 7-Eleven girl. That one. I think she's a badass, so, you know, from the top, I guess I'll just give my biased opinion that I think she's cool. Anyways, she has a stalker, and she's been very vocal about this, well, recently has been very vocal about this stalker thing because I think she, smartly enough, kept it under wraps until she was comfortable, like, saying something about it.
Makes sense.
But, here we go. I'll just read the whole account to you. From the top, how about that?
Yeah.
We can talk about it. My stalker traveled from Estonia, Europe, and came to my city, camping out in a hotel with line of sight to my P.O. box, and spent over a month camping out daily at a Starbucks next to my P.O. box. So we're talking this dude is fucking came from Estonia, came here, found her city, came to her P.O. box, because you can probably find that information somewhere, and then camped out at a Starbucks waiting for the opportunity that Amouranth might show up there to her P.O. box. She says here, 44 days and 33 minutes. He psychotically streamed every minute of the excursion. 44 days being the amount of time from when he left Europe and came to America, chasing her down or whatever. And then the 33 minutes was how long he spent at her home trying to break in.
Oh.
Without police coming to respond.
I see where the 33 minutes came from. I was like, that's a specifically odd amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense now. Okay.
So we'll keep going. Yeah, he psychotically streamed every minute of the excursion, internet signal permitting, everything in real time on Twitch. Typically 0 viewers, but growing as he gained notoriety. His account would get taken down, but he'd make another, maybe using the same alias +1. So if it's like Butt Munch, he'd do Butt Munch 1, Butt Munch 2, Butt Munch 3, and just keep making them. Ticking up the numeral suffix on his screen name, methodically almost, yeah. By his own admission, he went scorched earth and sold everything and left his life in Europe to come here on a hopeless and self-destructive pilgrimage. He hawked his worldly ties, selling his house, his car, all of his possessions, his cat even. All by his admission and in a series of publicly posted and privately detailed vlogs, almost a manifesto. So, interesting, huh? The plot thickens.
Yeesh.
Mr. Manifesto selling all this shit, which I watched. I think it was the H3 podcast this weekend, and they talked about this slightly. And actually, they had her call in. She called in and talked about it, which is a pretty interesting conversation. She just goes over exactly what we are, pretty much, because that was all that was known at the time. But they did bring up the point that was interesting, which he ends up getting arrested, so I guess it doesn't matter. But I guess it's illegal to sell all your belongings in your house and shit before you move here on a visa, because you're supposed to have the intention of going back.
Oh.
Isn't that interesting?
Well, good. I mean, at least they have something to pin on this guy.
Right. So we'll continue. Almost the manifesto he made. Crazy ass. The only things he brought with him other than his phone and the clothes on his back was a saxophone and a change of clothes, formal attire. The saxophone would appear in a few live streams of him playing in public places across Houston, serenading no one in particular. It allowed him to carry around occasionally a saxophone case, though. It made me very nervous. Was this plausible deniability to carry that case around when the time came to switch it out with a more lethal instrument? I tried to be clear while he was in my Twitch chat that I'd clearly state I don't want him to come, don't want to meet him, and he'd say, liar, liar, fiance.
Yeah, yep.
He made dancing videos reminiscent of the Buffalo Bill dance scene in Silence of the Lambs and kept sending them to me. I'm going to do a quick blop blop.
Oh, sorry. Just the Buffalo Bill part. So he tucked his wiener and did dances in front of her?
There's a picture of it if you really want to go see, but it's a blurred picture still. She still blocks it. Like, he's a fucking weirdo. He adopted / took in a feral cat while in Houston because it reminded him of his cat that he got rid of on his journey here. The whereabouts / fate of the cat he said goodbye to it in one video are unknown. He was here for at least 44 days according to his vlogs and live streams. On Monday the 13th, he streamed himself as was his routine, but he was dressed up and ominously carrying around his musical instrument case. And she puts contents unknown at the time, because I guess, he could be carrying whatever the fuck he wants in it. He changed into the formal attire he brought, and he made the last mile journey to my residence. So here's where he gets freaky deaky with it. Dressed up in a suit.
Yep. Gotta get his dream girl, man.
Right.
This is right out of the pro's playbook.
Liar, liar, fiance.
Jesus.
He cased the vicinity for 30 minutes. Cops declined to act. He streamed himself outside, slinking around, mumbling about how he knew it was wrong, but I have to. When he started trying to break in / gain entry, I called 911. Dispatcher was rude, cutting me off, putting me on hold. It took 33 minutes for me calling 911 for the first responders to arrive. Unknown to the stalker, an armed person or a group of people, some who I employed, had been over to my house for protection, heavily armed behind cameras, security system, and big guard dogs. I did not want to be responsible what would happen if you forced entry. It says egress. And with the apparent lack of motivation for law enforcement to intercept / engage out of fear of their own lives, I saw it as the only real option I have. He did end up getting arrested / detained. The embassy was contacted, and he is currently not in Houston. Thoughts?
Gotta love
That's a lot to take
when
in,
you
huh?
can count on the police to help you out, especially after you've previously explained a situation to them.
Well, I think
they
that's
don't listen to you.
one
and
of the
then,
more interesting parts.
Yeah, then when you do call and say, hey, remember that guy I told you was stalking me? He's trying to break into my house, and if you don't get here in time, he's going to get shot, and it still takes you 33 minutes to get there. It does, and it was funny, I saw a tweet at the bottom of this that said, makes a great example for gun rights, which, to me, it kind of, I mean, you could use it on either side, because yes, it makes a great argument for why she needs to be able to have a handgun in her house, but it also kind of debunks the only thing that beats a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. If it takes the good guys 33 minutes and a whole bunch of bullshitting to get their lazy asses out to your fucking house. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
I find it somehow counterintuitive that the people that want to argue that we should have guns to protect ourselves are also the same people that argue that we should fund the police and do more with the police. But the whole reason we need to even have guns in the first place at our houses is because these fucking police are pathetic and not even coming to do what they're supposed to do. So it's like...
Yeah, just pick one.
Oxymoronic? I don't know what the fucking word is for it, but it's stupid. Regardless, I think one of the most interesting parts of this whole thing is, the lack of police motivation. They just didn't give a fuck and treated her like shit. I mean, like, my whole life, not just, in the past couple of years, people have decided that police suck all of a sudden. My whole life, people have hated police.
Yes.
I mean, music over the decades have talked about fucking the police. Literally. Fuck the police. I mean, like, no one's ever liked the police. They've always sucked. They've always been in excess. They've always been disliked. And it's just more spotlighted now. And anybody that wants to argue in the favor of police must not remember, like, when you were a teenager and literally fuck the police was the thing. Nobody ever liked the police. You just coming up with a reason to now. Because it's some political thing. But they sucked. In this situation, worthless. Had to protect herself. Which, thank God, I guess. Good. I'm glad that you can have all those guns up in there because, Jesus Christ. But you also don't want to be the guy to say that and be like, I want somebody to walk up in your place so that you can blow them away and kill them. Because that sucks too.
Yeah, imagine if it's a good thing that they eventually got there in time because, if that dude breaks in, he's probably going to die because there's no way that the people that she has hired to protect her are going to let anything happen to her.
Right.
And
I mean, they probably would try not to kill the motherfucker, but then again, it's like,
But if you're resilient enough to try to break into that house, and he's done all the things that crazy dude is doing, like, what's stopping him?
Might as well just take him out.
I don't know that any reason, will work. And this, it's just, it's really disappointing that it took that long for her to get any help from the police, and I guess I'm just glad that this dude is no longer a threat. It seems that he's no longer a threat. Dude, I tell you what, man, I am so happy. I'm so glad that I'm not an attractive woman in 2022. It's a sad thing to be able to say that, and I almost feel guilty uttering the words, but I don't envy her or other women in her position.
She's in a very unique position where people have trouble, like, with women that are idolized. Men have some sort of freaky...
And it's the thing, like, just because you can sell your own farts in a jar doesn't mean it's really, like, a good idea. And I don't misconstrue this. Don't turn this into Kevin's blaming the victim, because that's really not my intention. But the kind of people, like, there's two kinds of people that are going to buy a jar of your farts. There are other content creators that are going to make a joke out of you selling your own fart jar, and then they're going to make some content out of it to clout route. And then there are guys who are so obsessed with you that they want a jar of your fucking farts. And those are the kind of guys who sell all their possessions and move from Estonia to live across the street from the P.O. box of the girl that they love. And then when they don't get the affection in return, they rent a white U-Haul van and they run over people. Like, so I'm just saying, like, again, do what you want. And by all means, if I could make money with an OnlyFans or something, I probably would do it. So I'm not sitting here trying to tell someone that you did this to yourself by being an attractive woman that other people want to pay. No, fuck that. I'm not saying any of that. But like doing specifically like weird shit like that really caters to the socially inept. So maybe just like take care of yourself. That's all I'm saying. Just be careful.
And that's what she's doing. You know, I think that you're correct in that there's a certain crowd that she brings along by doing the things that she does. And I think she knows that as well. I don't think she's like trying to be ignorant of that situation. That's why she has people there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think that while your thing is correct, I also think that it's fucked up that she can't just do what she wants to do and not have to worry about some fucking creeps. You know what I mean? Like,
well, sure, but like that's just not the world. That world doesn't exist, man.
Well, what the fuck then? It's almost like
if you want to put down all the creeps, fine. Like I'm good with it. But like the world that we want, where people aren't going to do that.
There's not a line. You don't think that can exist? I guess. You don't think there's a world that we can live in where the line is that somebody could just buy a fucking Amouranth fart and be obsessed and observe from afar and not resort to coming to kill her and drink her blood?
Yeah, I think like how many fart jars did she sell? This has only happened with
not a
one.
lot, actually. From the way she talked about it on the H3 podcast, it's like she's still got some to sell.
Fair enough.
She wants people to buy them.
But
you can imagine
again, because only a fucking crazy person or a content creator, which see above, are going to fucking buy those things. So yeah, I mean, yes, I agree with you in theory, and yes, I do think at some point in this world's future, hopefully in this country too, you can get to that point where with confidence you can sell all your farts and you don't have to worry about some dude trying to stalk you. But the current one we live in, it's just sort of, I mean, I don't know. You have to make sure there's an extra layer of defense between you and the creepy dudes that want to buy your fucking feet pics and want to listen to sounds of you just licking a microphone. Like I am kink shaming, I guess. I can't be a hypocrite about it, but I don't know, man. I don't envy her.
Police tote this weird line where like they act like they have to wait until this guy actually did something to her before they could do anything about what he's doing.
Yeah, and in most cases, like I agree, you have to wait for a crime to be committed, but not in this one. Like to me, in this case, like something very close to a crime is being committed, and to me, it's in the same vein as if someone were to file like a domestic dispute. If you don't have evidence, it's just one person's word versus the other. But you still, if person A calls in a domestic dispute, the police at least usually go talk to person B and say, hey, what's going on? What's your side? So like it doesn't even seem like they ever even went and talked to this. And I imagine if they talked to this fucking creep,
well, they took him. They arrested him, I guess. Right?
Yeah, but I mean when she first called. When she first was like, hey, there's this dude. Yeah. He moved from fucking Estonia. You can call Twitch if you want. They keep shutting his account down. I'm assuming if she knows all this, I'm assuming she has at least a video or two that she managed to download before Twitch took it down. I'm sure she has her evidence.
Yes.
So the fact that the police couldn't take that and be like, let's go fucking talk to this dude. And at least, and then, because again, I'm assuming once you get his side of the story, then the police are going to say, oh yeah, this dude's fucked in the head. But they couldn't do that. Well, this would be a case where you need to get ahead of it, I think.
We'll end on this little anecdote that I have, personal thing that actually happened the other day. It's just an interesting thing about the police, I guess. So, at my place of employment, or my place of work, whatever you want to say, place that I make money from, so this is homeless. This is homelessness, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And usually, I would say, dealing with homeless people in the city that we live in, it's like a I leave you alone, you leave us alone kind of relationship. I don't bother any of the homeless people, and I understand that situation sucks, so I try not to go out of my way to really be shitty to people whose lives already suck. And if anything, if I do anything to them, I'm nice and smile, or I fucking, you know, in certain occasions, I might give them something, especially when, you know, at the kind of employment I have, I maybe sometimes have the ability to do that. Anyways, we have a guy that lives in the neighborhood, and usually he'll just like beg outside for things. But one time he decided to come in with the people that were trying to shop, and he was like begging them inside, standing in front of our place, inside, standing in front of our register, kind of begging these people to do stuff. And
that's
I get a like, I'm in the back hearing some things. So I get a like, sir, I asked you to leave, and I'm like, uh-oh. So then I start walking up, and I hear like the customers are saying like, no, please leave us alone. I asked you, like, I can't get you anything, blah, blah, blah. And one, I almost said the person's name. One of our employees was like telling the guy, like, they both asked you to leave, said that they weren't going to buy you anything, so please leave. And he would. But then he's like, finally he's like, oh, okay, I'll go, whatever. He has this like weird little high-pitched voice he does. But then I was like, all right, well, I'll take him out. And I walked, and I was like, hey, let's go, guy. Let's go, man, or whatever. And he's like, gets instantly pissed. He's like, I'm going, you know, whatever. And then he gets out to the door, and I come to the door and kind of am leading him out. And then he proceeds to like try to push the door onto me or whatever, which he's an old homeless dude, so it's like I'm just kind of laughing.
Trying to lock you in behind him or
I
something?
guess.
What's he trying to do?
I don't know, yeah.
Don't follow me out here.
Trying to shut me in the business, yeah, whatever sense it makes. Which I'm not trying to follow him anyways, I'm just trying to make him leave. And when he gets outside, then he starts hitting me with the N-word and saying that I'm that he's going to hit me or whatever, he's going to punch me. And the guys outside were like telling him, don't do it, man, don't do it, come on, just leave, blah, blah, blah. And meanwhile, I'm just kind of being like, guys, like, I just want him to leave. Like, I don't want him to do it. I don't want anything going on, you know, whatever. I'm just trying to go back inside. Get this guy out of here. He's disturbing our customers. Well, whatever. He starts yelling, whatever, but I shut the door and come inside because I'm done with it. Well, the customers stay inside for a second because they don't feel safe going out into a riled up homelessness man. So whatever. They stay inside for a second, and then they finally, you know, after waiting a bit, get the courage to leave. Well, they leave, and then almost immediately one of the customers turns around and comes back in with her kid.
One of the same ones?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
And she stays towards the front of the store, and I notice, and she's crying, so I had to approach the customer, and I was like, hey, is there anything I can do for you? Like, let me get you guys seats or whatever. So I got them seats, and they sat down, and she's like, the guy said that he was going to kill my daughter or whatever.
Jesus Christ,
so I was like, well,
dude.
We'll call the police, and we'll have them come, and then we can get you to where you're going or whatever. And she's like, thank you, whatever. So she just stayed in there, and they ate their stuff or whatever that they had gotten and chilled. And I guess this homeless guy got in a bunch of fights with people as he was walking away down the street, you know, yelling at just anybody that come by.
Oh, yeah, he got riled up at that point, huh?
Yeah, so, but I was looking outside, the coast was clear, and there was one guy out at the bus stop, and he says, like, dude walked away, he was fighting with people down the road or whatever, and I don't know what happened. So I was like, okay. So I came back in and talked to the woman and her child, and I was like, if you're ready to go, I can take you to wherever, you know. And she said that the police said that they were in the parking lot down the street. Well, it's just like right around the block. So she's
Okay.
like, if you could walk me to the police officer,
That'd
that'd make me feel safe. So I was like, okay. So I walk the young lady and her daughter down the road, and we get to the corner of the building where the parking lot is, and he walks around the corner right at the same time. Like, as we are coming, he walks around the corner. So they instantly, like, shift to the other side of me, okay? And he walks past me, so we just walk past each other. He's not going to do anything to me.
Yeah.
Like, he knew I'd fucking check his shit. But he's, like, kind of stumbling and, like, looks, and he sees the little girl that he said he was going to kill, you know, with his fucking drunk ass. She, like, runs, you know, to the other side of her mom, and her mom's on the other side of me. And he says, "What the fuck are you acting about? I don't even know who the fuck you are, little girl." And just, like, fucking walks his ass down the street or whatever. So at this point, I was like, well, you guys should probably just come back.
Again? God.
'Cause this guy is running around the neighborhood still.
Yeah.
And they couldn't find the cop.
Oh my.
So they came
God.
back, and the cop came to our business, okay?
There you go. Fucking no.
And
Maybe
he
where you should
gets
have
there,
started.
and he's like, well, I have some people, you know, going around the block looking for the guy, but there's nothing we can really do. He didn't hit you or anything, and he didn't do anything. And I said, he said he was going to kill the little girl. There's nothing you can do? Well, he's a homeless guy. Like, what are we going to do? Take him in? I don't know. What the fuck do you do?
That's not my job, dude. I didn't sign up for that job. You did.
What do you do?
You take him in. You
I
figure
don't
out
know
what
what you
program.
do in this situation. But
Yeah.
it's supposed to be your job to somehow handle it.
What are you asking me
When he's
for?
threatening someone else's life at my place of business, I need you to take care of it. I don't know who else that's supposed to.
That'd
Maybe
be
you
like-
get a hold of that person then.
That'd
I
be
don't
like
know.
him being in line at the bakery and someone else in line being like, "Excuse me, officer, what should I order?" It's like, bro, I don't fucking. This isn't my job. I don't tell you what to do. Like,
Right.
What the fuck are you talking about?
But
What am I supposed to
like,
do with him? I don't know.
so
Get
you're-
him off the fucking street.
Well,
He's threatening to kill innocent people.
this is the thing that I wonder. And, you know, like, I was just kind of nice to the guy and was happy that he finally got there so that he could escort them to wherever they needed to go.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what I was waiting for. And funny thing is, the kid did not want to go with that cop. Because I know, and I could tell by the vibe, that they were untrustworthy of the cop.
Good.
Which,
Smart
I mean,
kid.
both of them were, not
Yeah.
just the kid. But I think the mom had taught the daughter to be like, nah.
Yeah, we don't trust the
Weary.
police. Yeah.
But whatever, they went with the cop, and it was that. But I kind of just thought about it, like, so, because he said, like, he didn't harm anyone, which he did have kind of a physical altercation with me with the door. He's trying to push the door into me, if you could call it that. I mean, I wouldn't press charges on the guy or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. I mean, he don't have anything to press charges against. Like,
Right.
you know, but my thought was like, so if you were here, if the cop was out front and he watched the whole thing go down, you're telling me that you couldn't have done anything? Like, he wouldn't have done anything?
Probably not. Sounds like it. I mean,
Because
he might
that's
have,
what he said, essentially. Like, we can't do anything
Yeah.
unless he does something physical. So I was like, well, what does that mean? Like, he can't, so he can threaten someone's life, and just because he's homeless or drunk or whatever, or because you have to deal with them all the time, that there's nothing you can do for him.
Well, and it's a bigger problem than that around here anyway. Like, you can commit real crimes and get locked up and let go the same day because there's, yeah.
I'm not saying fucking the dude needs to be locked up, but I'm also
No, but I'm just saying there's a big
questioning-
problem with that in Columbus. So if they're doing that to real criminals, then I'm not surprised that they're not even bothering to take this dude in, because the people that they are taking in, they're not even bothering to do their diligence to keep them there. It's a bit of a problem right now.
I wish they just. The unfortunate thing is, well, fortunate, unfortunate, it's all the things. Around the corner from where my business is a church that feeds the homeless people, which I love that, and that's great, and that's perfect. and I want that for them. But the cop said so himself. He's like, it draws a certain crowd to the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And that's why that this takes place in this neighborhood or whatever. And I'm like, well, then that means you should be here more often to fix problems, right? Like, this is, you know.
You know it's here, yeah.
But whatever.
You would think it shouldn't take so much effort to get someone out here if you know that there's a problem in the area.
It'd be cool if the church behind us also housed the homeless people. This is the thing that I don't get, too. And we can argue about this all day, too. It's a church that remains empty for days of the week. Days. A church that is dedicated to feeding these homeless people. So if your giant building that is usually occupied by said homeless people when you're in session, why can't they inhabit the building while church is not in session? It's empty.
That would cramp the Holy Spirit's leg room.
Right.
He needs to spread out amongst all the pews. Plus, poor people smell bad. And
I can understand.
You wouldn't want a smelly church because God.
They're smelly in there when they're singing. You should hear this place. It's the Rock City. Have you heard of this?
God. Yeah, it's a fucking cult. Yes, I've heard of it.
But they fucking blang music in there for these homeless people to get down on. So I'm assuming it's if they're worried about a smell or an image, it happens. They're in there.
No, the place brings its own smell.
So I just don't get it. But hey, good note to end it on, right?
Yeah.
Homeless people trying to fight me.
And
at least they didn't spit into my mouth. My buddy worked at a UDF where he got a homeless guy that spit in his mouth because he got in an altercation.
I'm out the rest of the day. Like, I'm instantly going to the hospital.
Oh, I would leave if I got spit in. If spit went in my mouth of this guy, I probably would kill him.
Anyone I don't know spits in my mouth, dude, I'm out. I gotta
Sometimes
go
I'm
get
into it though. Like if I ask you to spit in my mouth, it's a different story. Okay?
No.
And on that note, we will catch you later. I'm gonna go see if anybody wants to spit in my mouth because I'm really feeling it. Maybe a homeless person. Probably not. But I know where to find them if I want them.
I'm gonna go say some prayers, I think.
Peace.